Every single work that you put in every day, you're going to see the results of that one way or the other pretty immediately. When you run your own business, whatever you do is what's going to happen. And if you don't do it, then nothing happens. So, it's fun to see really clearly the results of your actions. But Teysha works with artisans throughout Latin America to create handcrafted goods. So there are so many artisans in Latin America that have generational artisan talent. So maybe their fathers were leather workers or their mothers were weavers. So they know that skill. And we wanted to take their skills and transform it into something a little bit more fashionable and applicable to the consumers around the world to kind of create that connection between the tradition and fashion. So Teysha focuses right now on handcrafted boots and shoes and accessories. And what makes us different is that you can actually customize your own pair. And so you get to pick the textiles, the leather, and the style, and then we'll make it for you. And then thus you have a one-of-a-kind pair of shoes and something that's really special, and knowing that you helped create jobs for people in Latin America. So when you place your order for a pair of boots, it's about 6 weeks before you get it. And that's because the boot actually is involved with 8 different people that touch each pair and make each pair by hand. So it's definitely fun to wait for and more exciting to receive when it's been a little bit more patient. So I actually started shortly after graduating from college. So I remember when I was a senior in college, I knew that I wanted to work in impact and in development and in Latin America. But all the jobs that I was looking at, everything required a master's and 2 years experience. So I knew that I could either go down that path and try to get the master's and try to get the experience so that I could then get this job working in impact in Latin America. And then I decided to just go ahead and try it myself instead, and make my own job and do what I wanted to do because I'm kind of like impatient like that. So that was what encouraged me to start my business. So my mom's from Mexico, so I grew up going back and forth between Mexico and Texas where I grew up. So I was always fascinated by the culture of Mexico and the colors and the patterns and the textiles and everything. And at the same time, I realized that I had so many opportunities in Texas that I saw that the kids in Mexico may not have had, that I was seeing, selling gum on the streets or doing this and that thing. So from a very young age, I was curious as to why there were these differences and what I could do because I was born in Texas versus what I could have been easily born in Mexico and had different opportunities. So I really wanted to find a way to bring those two things together, both like the love of the culture of Latin America and then also creating opportunities for people. And so while I was in college, I started volunteering for microfinance organizations and, being part of giving loans to women for $150 to start with, and seeing that they could really transform their own businesses and their own lives with that small amount of investment. So that was really part of the inspiration. There's so many things to do all the time, so I feel like there's no real average, which is part of what I love about this. It's always different, it's always changing, so there's always the cash flow. You've got to pay attention to it every single day, tweak it, make sure you're on track, see what's going on. There's product development, there's interfacing with my awesome team, there's sales events, there's of course a lot of nitty-gritty administrative stuff that you have to take care of. So every day is different, and that's part of what I love about it. I think at the beginning there's just so much that you don't know. Like every single day you're literally learning every single part of the business. So it was really challenging to know even where to get started and how to build a business that works in 3 different countries and internationally, and how to deal with customs and taxes and shipping and manufacturing and sales channels and selling. Like there's so much. So I am grateful also that I didn't know, I didn't know what I didn't know at the beginning. Otherwise it might have been a little too intimidating. But once you start, then you really do just take like step by step. Okay, today I have to figure out these things. Tomorrow I'm going to figure out these things. And once you get started, you're just in it, so it's fun to learn everything. There can be a lot of intimidation about, I'm not ready, I don't know everything, I don't know anything, etc. But if you just kind of go for it, then things start to conspire and build up and snowball together, that all of a sudden you're in it and it's working out somehow. So we've had a really amazing 5 years of growth so far, and we've been able to test out a lot of different channels, like marketing channels, stores, pop-ups, working through other stores, e-commerce. So we've really been able to grow in a lot of those areas, as well as grow our designs. And we started with 2 styles of shoes, now we have almost 10. And we've also been able to grow the number of artisans that we've worked with. So we were able to use a Clearbanc advancement to invest in new styles and inventory for our business. So it was really helpful because it's taking a percentage of your future sale, or of your sales that are coming. So if you use it before your big season, you can prepare for the season before it happens, have the inventory on hand to sell during that season. Whereas if we didn't have Clearbanc, we'd have to wait for that season to happen in order to invest in the things that we needed 6 months before. So I think it's a really nice model, and it's it's flexible. It's flexible, and it's really nice that we're able to choose the different amounts that we repay and really tailor it to our needs and our cash flow. One of the most important things for us has been doing in-person events with people. So I always encourage that to people who are starting out, is to actually meet your customers or future customers, because you'll learn so much from their feedback and seeing what they like, what they don't like, what questions they have, like what's wrong in the process. And so, we've done hundreds of events now throughout the country, and that feedback from people has been so important, as well as those people really feeling, an in-person connection to the company and to the mission. So I definitely am a huge proponent of, doing pop-ups and doing events and getting to hear your customers. At the beginning, it's easy to say, or depending on your background, it can be easy to be like afraid of the numbers and say like, oh, I'm not good at Excel, I'm not good at the accounting, I don't know anything about that. So it can be this kind of big scary thing of just dealing with the numbers. But I would say that the sooner that you can develop your own system of becoming familiar with your accounting and your profit and loss every month, the better. And it really becomes fun and exciting and happy when you have control over it, instead of feeling like it's this scary alien thing. So I recommend to entrepreneurs to really get a hold of that as soon as you can, and to embrace it rather than fight it. And there was one of my mentors at the beginning that said, you're an impact business, you want to do good in the world, but if you don't have a margin, you don't have a mission. So if your business can't find a sustainable model, then you can have all the great plans in the world to solve all the world's problems, but you have to have a business first. Also, just learning, I think a big thing is learning how to trust your own intuition and your own guidance, because sometimes you can, when you don't know how to solve a problem, like it's great to get other people's feedback, but you can spend too much time asking people around you who they actually don't know your business as well as you know it. So if you rely too much on other people to solve it for you, you can kind of go in a circle, because ultimately I think that what's best to do. So learning how to trust your intuition and your judgment at first is a good call. So one woman that we started working with originally, her name is Sonia, and she was the first woman that I met in Guatemala and decided to partner with. And at the time, she had her own business in her home where she was employing the local community to do weavings and put together products there. So we've been able to work with her so much so that she's been able to expand her own business and add, more looms, more employees. So that's one way, and her business has really grown over the last 5 years in partnership with us. And then also in our shoe workshop, we have a lot of really talented, amazing people. And some of them are, they were 18 when they started with us. And so working with us has enabled them to pay for college. And our, director of the workshop He started as a leather cutter, and then through us was able to help get his accounting degree, and now he's able to run all of our accounting and processes and really be part of this startup and help manage it at a young age. I go down there very often, so it's a joy to be down there and really see. It helps you remember why you go through everything that you go through when you see the people that you're actually working with and helping and in partnership with. So in 5 years, I think that we will be working in more communities in Latin America, so involving more artisans and different product lines, and then really just growing our sales and distribution throughout the US and the world, and finding more ways to collaborate between artisans and people, and growing the ethical fashion sphere. I think that it depends on where you are in your life, but there are things that you can do. You can get started today. Like, the internet has made it so easy now. You can set up an online store in 5 minutes. You can make a website in 5 minutes. You can make a product prototype quickly. So don't wait until you feel like you have everything perfect. I would say start where you are, start small, get out there and test it and talk to people and see what they think, and just start it. There's never going to be a perfect time in your life when everything is calm and you're totally ready and you have all the finances and everything's the perfect time to start a business. So I think now is the perfect time because you can start so easily these days and test it and then see if it's really something you want to pursue full time or want to really dedicate yourself to. I would love for you to check us out. The website is Teysha, Teysha.world. And we're on Instagram and Facebook, of course. And yeah, just, really pay attention to what you're interested in. And I definitely think that whatever you're interested in, there's something to be done in that space. And there's a way to make an impact. And it's a super, super rewarding journey, full of ups and downs and fun and craziness.